parenthetical, a dragon's tail. Once upon a time, there were a group of pixies and fairies that lived deep in the forest. And every morning they would wake up in their treehouse top houses, and they could go flying around the forest in all directions, in all ways, fast and slow, up and down, high and low, moving and shaking and grooving all around. And sometimes they would fly right to the edge of the forest where the town was. But would they ever leave the forest? No, they would not. So they flew back into the forest. And every night, they would return back to their treetop houses and fall back to sleep. And it was a very, very peaceful, quiet lifestyle. It's a beautiful thing. Until one day, they woke up. And they began to try to fly around, when all of a sudden, they looked and noticed something. And they all said,
"No! Oh, no!"
And they said,
"Whose wings are these?"
Not mine.
Not mine.
Not mine. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine.
"Then whose?"
They must be the fairy princesses.
The fairy princess was one of their most favorite fairies in the world, so they went out to look for her deep in the forest. They flew and flew. And one of the fairies looked around, and one of the fairies stopped the rest of them and said,
"Look!
and they all said, "What?"
What? That's just a squirrel."
Aww.
So they flew some more. And one of the other fairies said,
Oh, it's just a turtle.
and they flew some more. And one of the fairies said, "Oh, a dragon footprint was bad news. The dragon lived deep in a scary part of the forest where the trees and the bushes were dead and gross and disgusting. The dragon liked to go stomping through the forest. And he let out a great big roar. And he let out a great big dragon laugh. And the dragon was so ferocious that he could blow fire. He blew the trees down. The fairies caught up with the dragon and followed him very, very quietly. Don't remember these trees being here. And the fairies crept to the mouth of the cave, where they followed the dragon inside, and they sat very quietly, while the dragon looked at himself in the mirror. Oh, gosh, I look terrible. You know what I could use? I could use a little lipstick on my face. You know what else? You know what else would be good for me? A little blush on my face. Oh, and then I put on some delicious, wonderful mascara. And the dragon saw the fairies in the mouth of the cave and said, "Ah! Ah! Ah! What are you guys doing here?"
"You killed the fairy princess!"
What?
Yeah!
What?
Yeah!
What?
Yeah!
Okay, everyone. I didn't steal the fairy princess. I have a confession to make. I am the fairy princess! That's right. At night, I like to transform into a dragon and just fly around. It's so cool. You want to see some of the stuff I can do?
Yeah!
I can fly super fast. You think you can catch me?
Yeah!
So they flew. You want to try to be dragons?
Yeah.
Now, in order to be a dragon, you just got to say the magic words. And what are the magic words? Wowie kazowie. So all the fairies took a spot somewhere out in the forest. And on the count of 3, they said the magic words. 1, 2, 3! And slowly, they started to transform and lose their fairy wings. And they put on their green skin. And they started to slowly put on their green skin. And their tongues got really forky. And their skin got really scaly. And all of a sudden, they were dragons. And they flew around the forest. And they stomped real loud. As fairies and dragons.
So fire in a crowded theater.
I hate this camera.
All right, so.